If you get one of these and the yolk is hard, send it back. Should we see? Yeah, should we see how we did? Today on Breakfast Time, we're making an American classic, the Eggs Benedict. I actually really like this as a breakfast. I think it's very, very nice. Something you don't want to eat every weekend. It's definitely a weekend dish. Don't eat this in the week. It's got a lot of butter in it. Has lots of lovely little teachable moments in it. There are two things, there are probably two main hurdles in this recipe that people are like, oh, I can't do it. And that is one, making a Hollandaise, which is kind of like a hot, buttery mayonnaise. And two is poaching an egg. Both of those people seem to think are very tricky, but I'm going to show you that they're not. For our first job, Hollandaise is really, in its purest form, a combination of melted butter, cooked egg yolk, and lemon juice. And it follows, if you've ever made a mayonnaise before, or any kind of emulsion, which then emulsion is the marriage of water-based liquid and fat, you're already halfway there. You know how to do this. Some people make mayonnaise in a blender or with like an immersion blender, like a stick blender. You can do that. I think you've got a lot more control when you're doing it this way, and I think it's good to learn the classic way of making Hollandaise to really understand what's going on, as opposed to just kind of whizzing it all up. Because I'm pretty sure when you do that, the egg yolk isn't cooked, and I think the cooking of the egg yolk is crucial to the final texture. I want my Hollandaise to be thick and rich and kind of like a little duvet or like a blanket over the egg. I want it to just kind of drape beautifully. Hopefully, right now we'll be able to cut to a shot where it's draping beautifully and I will have nailed it. Fuck! Let's see. Step number one in the Hollandaise journey is clarifying butter. I'm gonna stick this in a pot and then put it over a nice low heat. Butter is made up of three things, I suppose: milk solids, water, and butter fat. We want to use just the fat to make our Hollandaise. It's gonna make, this might sound crazy because I'm making essentially butter mayonnaise. It has a much kind of cleaner flavor if you use clarified butter. If you add the milk solids and you add everything, the whole of the butter, it can be very, very rich because there's a lot more kind of like dairy flavor in there. A little less stable, and stability is what we're after here. Now, when we're melting the butter, can you hear that? Starting to like crackle a bit. Turn it down. We want to melt this very, very gently. And what it's going to do is separate into those layers of milk solids, butter, fat, and water. Okay?
So, just need it in one place.
Right, this is boiling, and you can see that on the top. See all those? See that kind of like raft of white stuff on the top? That's all the milk solids. So I'm just gonna let this keep ticking over until we've got a pretty solid raft on the top, and then I'm gonna skim it off. See that scum on the top? I'm gonna fish that off. Just gently scoop them off. You can just make this with ghee, and then you don't have to you don't have to do this step. And it's nice and golden. This is our clarified butter, ready for Hollandaise making. We're going to set up the beginning of our emulsion, our Hollandaise. So for that, we need 2 egg yolks. Separate these guys. If you were making a mayonnaise at this point, you've got your yolks, you might add some mustard, you might add some vinegar. What we're going to add for a kind of classic Hollandaise is the lemon juice. It's literally just egg yolks and lemon juice, and we're gonna add some salt. Okay? Use this as a sieve when juicing your lemons. So, all the juice. This is a grater, this is a microplane. All of this goes in. Oh, it didn't work. Yeah, this lemon's got that juice. It's very important to get an approximation of the seasonings in at the top of the process, because if you try and season it at the end, it's not going to be as well dispersed in your sauce, because salt is water soluble. Basically salt won't dissolve in fat. So if we add a load of fat to this, that's done. If we add a load of fat to this, we finish our emulsion and then try and season it, we're gonna have to add loads and loads and loads of salt. And the salt kind of becomes suspended in the emulsion rather than dissolving into it. Now, in here, lemon juice there's a lot of water in here. If I add the salt now, it's gonna dissolve into the lemon juice, and then the lemon juice is gonna be evenly dispersed throughout the whole sauce. Yeah? If you do it at the end, you've got to add way more salt. It can taste very, very salty without tasting seasoned. It's something that you have to kind of experience, I think, but trust me, I've made many emulsions. I'm gonna start with that much. That's quite a lot. This is the base of your emulsion. Essentially a hot mayonnaise. Now, if you cook mayonnaise, if you've made mayonnaise and you throw it in a pan to cook it, it's probably gonna split. What we're gonna do here is cook these egg yolks to what's called a sabayon. So you basically cook it until it gets nice and light and rich and frothy. And that stabilizes our emulsion and allows us to make a hot sauce, a hot emulsion, okay? This is a small pan, so I can sit my bowl in it. It's sitting above the water. The water's up to about there. I'm gonna set this over a low heat. Steam comes up, hits the bottom of the bowl, heats the bowl gently, and I stand here and whisk until it's nice and thick. And I'm just gonna start to whisk. Wow, that went so fast. Right, that is done, believe it or not. I think because I left it sitting in the lemon juice and stuff. And if you pick it up, see how that's falling into the bowl there? Nest for our bowl. You add this, combine this with this, whisking all the time, nice and slowly. Right, I've got a little jug of hot water, because if things get too thick, they start to look a little grainy and splitty. I add a little bit of water, okay? Nice. Just slowly, slowly. Right, this is getting quite thick now. Nice. I've got quite a lot of butter still to add, so I'm going to add just a tiny splash of warm water. Just to, control the emulsion. Now, this is ready. I just need to poach some eggs, but this needs to stay warm. If this cools down, it's gonna split. All that butter fat's gonna go solid and break. So, I've got that pan of water I was using earlier. I'm just gonna sit that there, off the heat, and then now and then go over and stir it. Quickly chop some chives. Sharp knife, practice. Consistent, nice, thin, delicious chives, okay? No little batons, everything should be the same. English muffin, crucial to an Eggs Benedict. This is how I like to split an English muffin. Take a spoon or a little palette knife or something and just pop it in all the way around. Every so I'm leaving a little gap there. And then what this is gonna do is create a little rough, craggly texture on the top. So you do that and then you just kind of break it open. Whoop, and you get that, as opposed to a clean cut. I think it toasts nicer, basically. My toast is in the cupboard. Egg poaching, there's a lot of old wives' tales about, swirling water and adding vinegar and salt and all this. So many moons ago, I used to work brunch services and poach many, many eggs. And what we do is use a pan of water. Either you want to use a pan of water that's really tall, like a big stock pot, and then when you crack your egg in, it's falling down, falling down, falling down, falling down, and it's slowly cooking and setting into that lovely teardrop shape. Or what I like to do is use a pan like this. It's a little wider, a little shallower, and then it's all about temperature control. So if you see where this pan is at right now, it's just under a simmer. There are little bubbles just on the surface there. This is, for me, the perfect temperature to poach an egg. And I just crack it into, this is a little mug. Crack your egg in. Just get it in there. toasted English muffin. I'm not going to add any butter because we're about to absolutely drown it in butter. I like smoked ham. You want to kind of make a little nest for your egg. Land your egg on the top. Couple poaches. Take a nice big spoon. Spoonful of Hollandaise. You want to like drape it over the egg. So start one side. Just like that. Same again. Just like that. The final touches are a little bit of your, if you've got cayenne or paprika or piment d'Espelette, a little shake. Some lovely oniony chives. Let's have a look. That's what you want. You want it to be soft in the middle. Look, see? Whoop. Nice. So let's have a little taste. Ham, eggs, Benedict. So eggs Benedict is with ham, eggs Florentine is with spinach, eggs Royale, salmon. It is a classic. The Hollandaise is it's really nicely balanced. It doesn't taste like I've just dumped a load of butter over the top. It's lemony, it's perfectly seasoned. We got that salted at the beginning. It's rich, it's the right texture, it's not too runny. And as I said, it just like drapes over the egg, which is exactly what you want. Smoked ham, lovely toasted muffin. This is a really, really, really good breakfast. Nailed it. Yum. I like the Benedict. I think the Benedict is the best. If it was gun to my head, can't have a Benedict, Royale. I'm a big smoked fish guy. I also really like the little chives on here. Like the little oniony character is very, very nice. Very good indeed. And that's how you make Eggs Benedict. Thanks for tuning in to Breakfast Time. Next time, we're making something else. Let us know down in the comments how you like it. Do you like with ham, with smoked fish, with spinach? Do you not like it at all? Do you like all three at once? Let us know. Bye.